Yeah, it's tough. It's super tough. Everyone's pinching pennies. I want to know where every cent is going, especially if I'm not going to be able to spend it.
Welcome back, folks. We got an amazing opportunity to hear from an employee.
Yes.
And it's crazy. Well, before we get into that, how you doing today, sir? What's up?
I'm good, man. I'm good, bro. I'm good.
Been a
Just
minute.
in a good place. Yeah, it's been a minute since we've been dropping a lot of lost tapes from our other
Yep.
episodes that we had, Safe Talk,
Yep.
and some news updates and stuff. We used to do so many different things. And now just to see how we transformed and how we've grown and changed and like this metamorphosis that we've gone through to get
Yes.
to this place
Yes.
now, man. So it's exciting, man. And
It
it's
is. It has
it's
been.
it's it's good, bro. How you doing, man?
I've been all right, man. It's funny because like I see the clips and I see like our backgrounds are different, and there was a
Yeah.
moment where we didn't even want to move away from that, and then now I
No.
like now I don't know about you, but now I really like our backdrops now because it gives us like a
Yeah.
little insight into our personalities, it's our
Hmm.
little personal touches and whatnot. So
Yeah.
it's been cool, but yeah, it's been interesting to see the evolution of things. And yeah, folks, we just took a break. We had this backed up content. We had a bunch of weeks of show, and then we were like, oh wait, we could fill it in with the lost tapes here. So we just
Yeah.
took a much needed break from recording, but I missed it dearly. I love recording and talking about this stuff and geeking out on payroll. Yeah,
Payroll,
man.
employee stuff. Like
But it's all
just
payroll, right? It's
yeah.
just for us, right? And oh, that's what I was gonna say. Even though this episode is a point of view from an employee, right? Some might say they're employees. Yeah, we are employees, but the reason this show started is because we're payroll professionals. We
Yeah.
may be employees first or payroll professionals, right? But we're payroll professionals. So it's hard. It was always hard for us to see it from the employee perspective because we only operate from the payroll professional perspective or
Yeah.
HR perspective or finance perspective. So so it's really cool to I'm looking forward to talking to our guest today to really see what
Yeah.
that's about.
It's a good gauge, right? It's a good
Yeah.
gauge. I think he's going to be our second employee. Brianna was the first,
Just thinking about that. Yep. That's right.
and so he's going to be our second employee to come on. And I think it's really good for us to have these people on so we get an understanding of how they feel. Because
Yeah.
to your point, Brian, we have a different viewpoint than they do.
Yes.
We're the employees that pay employees.
Yes.
Because of,
Yep.
and so we have a different understanding. We may have a little bit more. We might be a little bit more savvy and
Yeah.
understanding about how to pay. We should be a little bit more understanding,
Yeah.
especially us as a payroll, right? I really like the fact that we're doing this. Hopefully, we have a lot more guests come on and
Yep.
everything. Anthony, the guest we're going to have on, he really said, man, he sent me a DM yesterday on IG, and he was just like, man, thank you guys for doing this. It's important for you guys doing it. I
Oh,
don't know
that's
if I
awesome.
shared that with you. Yeah, he
Oh
said
no.
this is really
No, yeah.
important for us, and like
Yeah.
I think it's going to be big. You guys just keep doing what you're doing.
Oh, that's great, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome to hear. And those are the little things more than any compensation that kind of keep us fueled to do this. Is that
Yeah.
feedback? So that's dope. I love it, man. And now a word from our sponsor, Time Track Go. To celebrate Small Business Month, Time Track Go is offering you a chance to experience the power of their time clock software completely free for the first month. The simply better employee time clock software that is going to make your life easier. Time Track Go already has a unique graphical employee time card, and that will help you quickly identify and fix the mistakes.
TimeTrack Go just announced the addition of automatic PTO accrual earnings, so you can say goodbye to those manual calculations. And TimeTrack Go integrates with your favorite payroll systems, including QuickBooks, Gusto, ADP Workforce Now, Paychex, and more. Don't miss out. Take advantage of this special offer. Use the link in this post to start your 14-day trial in the month of May to qualify for your first month free. Let's go.
Let's go. All right.
Yeah,
Before
man.
we get into our guests, man, we got some pay news updates, payroll news,
Yes.
more from the employee standpoint for these items here. And Walt's going to start us off.
Yep. I had a article from cleanfacts.com, and it's about workplace concerns to consider in 2024. Number one is high worker stress. Brian and I, we can identify with this. We feel this. Payroll can be a high stress job. in its own right anyway. But I think even with today's climate, economy, everything that's going on, I think a lot more people are feeling the stress. To Gallup's 2023 State of the Global Workplace Report, employee stress across the globe has hit record highs. When asked, 51% of the report's respondents in the US and Canada say that they had experienced a lot of stress the previous day. Moving into the new year, if employee stress continues to rise, it could also threaten the next concern, which is number 2, employee engagement. This is that employee engagement, which took a bad turn after COVID-19, is slowly starting to improve, according to Gallup, right? But the connectivity to the company's mission and purpose is going down amongst the workers as well.
Yeah.
So that's saying something. So the engagement is going up, but them being connected to their company's mission is going down, which is a little bit scary.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
What is the engagement going up around? I guess it would be my curiosity.
So for me, when I read the article, this part of it, I understood it as that the engagement is because they want to keep a job and because of today's
That's what I was
climate,
thinking too.
because they want to keep a job and they have to pay their bills.
Yep.
And
Yep.
they may not necessarily like the company that they're working for, but hey,
Yep.
this is paying me the salary that I need right now for my family and those I care about to survive and make ends meet. But I don't necessarily connect with the powers that be here or their mission.
Yeah.
So, and some of the employees don't feel inspired. So inspiring employees to go above and beyond the bare minimum will continue to be a challenge for managers in the upcoming year. And number 3 kind of speaks to that. Trust in leadership. The Gallup report reports 3% of U.S. employees strongly agree that they trust their company's leadership. That's bad, bro. Just 23%.
Yeah, that's low.
However, in 2023, trust was on the rise following a large decline in the COVID pandemic. According to Gallup, communicating clearly, spearheading and supporting change, and inspiring confidence in the future all lead to significant increase in workers' trust, with 95% of employees saying that they fully trust their leaders who demonstrate such people skills. So that's telling. So they're saying 95% need somebody who's going to be able to connect, be able to inspire, be able to understand that you have to have those people skills in these hard times. And that's what makes people, I guess, in today's climate, want to stay. I don't know if you agree with that.
No, wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
You want to work with a leader that understands people, understands the human things, right? The human needs. Because you can drive productivity two ways, right? You're just a tyrant, or you can hold people accountable but still be human and still understand. Like we talk about all the time, meet folks where they are, meet your employees where they are. I think that clearly in the past it made a significant difference.
Yep. Number 4, manager burnout. Stress and disengagement can affect management as much as it does subordinate workers. And even more, according to Gallup, in 2023, managers were more likely than non-managers to be disengaged or looking for a new job. They were also more likely to think that the company did not care about their well-being, and they struggle more with work-life balance. Gallup foresees the need for more training and support to help managers avoid pitfalls of what is termed manager squeeze.
Yeah.
So that's telling right there. I think that's what you were speaking to. So I think these managers are also needing support from their companies. And I can tell, I can be honest, just being honest here. I felt like that in my own career at times before the whole COVID thing, where I didn't feel support from the company. I was supporting my team and stuff like that, but I didn't feel like I was getting the support that I needed, and I was getting burnt out. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sure there's other people in managerial positions that feel that too. So number 5, long-term hybrid strategies. Hybrid work reports that since mid-2022, U.S. work location trends have mainly stabilized, with hybrid work more the norm. Long-term strategies need to be developed to take that fact into account. Gallup suggests improving workplace value proposition, encouraging more effective collaboration, and focusing management training on hybrid work situations.
Yeah.
You know, and number six, the same thing, thoroughly considering hybrid work. According to Gallup, hybrid work can be great, but only if it's approached correctly. Advantages of going hybrid higher, or they increase employee engagement. There's better overall worker well-being and lower turnover rates than fully on-site workers who could be working remotely. But there's also a downside, including communication issues, different work schedules, less collaboration, and decreased creativity. So if your organization is moving in the direction of hybrid work, you have to weigh the pros and cons, and you need to discern what those are and develop some appropriate strategies to handle these challenges. Because it is different. COVID really changed the game. And I think a lot of people just shifted to it and really didn't, and they were just like developing those strategies along the way. And some of us are still trying to figure that stuff out. Some companies are still trying to figure those things out. What do you got to say? You got something on your mind?
For sure, no, for sure, because the hybrid, the remote work thing is a subject that I'm always have an opinion on. For me, I was promoted during a remote stint. I was home for 4 years after COVID and promoted in that time frame. And clearly, it wasn't a productivity thing for some. As it comments on the downsides that you mentioned, the communication, the different work schedules, etc. I just think you have to be intentional about fixing it and addressing it. Like anything, is always going to have issues, right? The greatest team in the world and the greatest product, you're always going to be able to get better. There's always going to be areas that, we could do better here. We could do better. So these are the areas that you do better in, right?
Yeah.
Because I think if everybody likes their remote or hybrid situation, they're going to work hard to fill the gaps and address the gaps. Right.
It's a part of it. It's a part of business, right? Like, the business landscape, payroll landscape is ever changing. So we have to adapt. Companies have to adapt. Just like AI is changing the landscape, we have to adapt, right? Mm-hmm. Hybrid work has changed the landscape. We have to adapt, and we have to find better ways to do those things, like you were saying, man.
I think companies, and if they're smart, they're looking at ways to save money, lessen their real estate footprint. Right, if you have these big offices and if you can now go hybrid, even you can go into a smaller space and rotate your employee in and out. Use that saved money for other engagement and team building activities. So, hey, if you have a remote team, hey, once a quarter we're meeting up and there's a cool weekend of team building that you wouldn't have been able to afford before, and be creative, be intentional about the solutions and things, and stop framing it bad. Like, hybrid work is not bad. Unfortunately, not everyone can do it, right? Your food server can't be hybrid. You know what I mean?
I can operate a machine from home.
It's funny that you say that, because as I was saying it, I was like, dang, wait a minute. It can actually be. I've been to this spot with my son, and it's the robot brings the food out. You know what I mean? And
seriously?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So, so it might even actually. Now we're getting into the AI taking job conversation. Now we've moved from remote into that. But anyway, my point is, if you feel like hybrid is creating a problem, then address the problems. Because I guarantee you, if you give folks the option, you'll learn really quickly. What do they want to do? Do you want hybrid, remote, or fully in the office? And I'm sure it's spread across. There's folks who want to leave the house every day. There's folks who want to stay home, and there's folks who want to be hybrid. So why not accommodate if you can? It's a benefit. It's a retention. It's an attraction tool. Just be intentional about it, right? If you feel like you're losing in one piece, then make sure your team hold them accountable. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Thanks for sharing. I'll go quickly here before our guest gets on. I only have a few quick hits there. And the links will be in the show notes. One is from the IRS, reminding U.S. citizens abroad that they still have to file U.S. taxes. Yep. There was I forget who the person was at this point. It was some rich somebody back in the day. Anywho, they were living abroad or living in another country, and they didn't realize that they still had to file in the U.S.
Mhm.
So IRS is saying their worldwide income, including wages, unearned income, and tips, is subject to U.S. income tax regardless of where you live or where they earn their income. They
Mhm.
also have the same income tax filing requirements as U.S. citizens or resident aliens living in the United States. Hey, if you're listening and you're a U.S. citizen and you're working abroad and you've been out there you still have to file, folks. So just keep that in mind. Another quick hit from working for the government, this survey did a kind of looking into, do government employees, like for instance, a payroll person working for the government, do we make more or less than that person? And do they make less
Yeah.
just because they're in the government? And they did a study and they basically saw that lower wages in the government
Mhm.
are really great options, and the comparable the comparison is really good, right? Meaning if it's a
Yeah.
lower wage job, you're in a good situation because you're getting great benefits and a steady job. But as they moved into the higher earning jobs, that's where the disparity started to show, where your counterpart in the private industry was making more. Keep that in mind. And again, an interesting article. And then
Yeah.
the last one was a really good, like a good feel story, right? Singapore Airlines was rated one of the best airlines in the world, made a
Mm.
tremendous profit last year. And as a reward to their employees, they're rewarding all the employees with 8 months worth of salary as a bonus.
What?
Yes, bro. I was like, oh, this is a nice feel good situation. Great work
Yeah.
deserves great rewards. And the story goes into how they rebounded after the pandemic and folks weren't flying, and what? They all these airlines had to rebuild after pandemic, right? And again, Singapore Air was just rated, won awards for being the best in the world, and they great profits, and they rewarded their employees for it. They recognized that, hey, we wouldn't have done this without the employees, right? Who chipped in, right? And those are good companies you want to work for, things like that. So it's a company to follow in my mind.
Yeah.
And
Maybe a
that's it.
company to model after. What made them
Yes,
successful? What like
exactly right.
what went into that? That's what I would like
Yes,
to know. What can
yes,
these other airlines learn from this?
that's right. Yes, or any business for that matter. That's a business case
Yes.
study across the board, right there.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, all businesses can learn from that. Yeah,
Actually,
those are mine. Little quick hits.
that's funny that you said that, because I worked with a gentleman like many years ago at another place where he said that he had actually flown on Singapore Airlines, and he said it was
No
like the
way.
best flight. Yeah, he said it was the
Wow.
best flight of his life.
Wow. Look at that. So
Yeah.
look at that. They've been doing this for a long time, and
Hmm.
they finally rewarded their employees. But again, just a feel good story.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, man, that's
Yeah.
awesome. So now let's get ready for our guest. Do you want to tell us a little bit about him and intro him a bit?
Yeah, Anthony, he works for, I know he's in the tech space.
Okay.
Anthony Straham, he's about our age, a little bit, a couple of years younger than us, like maybe
Friend
4 or
of
5 years
yours? You
younger.
know him personally?
Yeah, I know him personally. We've hung out a few
Dope.
times and everything.
Dope.
So invite him on the show just to get his
Yeah,
aspect
no.
of pay,
Yeah.
what he understands, what he doesn't understand,
Hmm.
and just ask him about that type of stuff. And he'll be able to tell a little bit more about himself when he comes on. So I'm looking forward to that.
Awesome.
So yeah, man, that's pretty much it.
Hey, it's Bob Pulver, host Q podcast. Human-centric AI, AI-driven transformation, hiring for skills and potential, dynamic workforce ecosystems, responsible innovation. These are some of the themes my expert guests and I chat about, and we certainly geek out on the details. Nothing too technical. I hope you check it out.
Awesome. I was telling my daughter, my oldest, out, talking to her about the shows, and I was just like explaining the audiences, right? Hey, look, it's about your
Yeah,
paycheck is really just for employees. No, sorry, it's about payroll is really just for payroll professionals,
yeah,
whereas either show, a payroll professional, it's about your paycheck is mainly for employees, but could also benefit payroll
yeah,
professionals, right?
yeah,
Because
absolutely.
they're learning, they're seeing it from a different point of view. Yeah, just something to think about and keep in mind for the payroll folks out there. If they're like, "Oh, I don't need it's about your paycheck," but yeah, you do, because you're getting that employee perspective from things.
Yes, I think it's absolutely important, right? Because
Yeah,
sometimes, depending on where we are, how our company is structured as
yeah,
payroll professionals, that can kind of dictate how we think and how we focus. If we're on the fight, if we report to finance, we may have a little bit different view about
yes,
stuff if we rather than if we report to HR? Are we falling under
Yep.
HR? So it might
Yep.
be a little bit different depending on how that company is structured. So that's something to
Yeah.
consider. And so I think that's a great point. You're right. It could be very influential or important for the payroll professional to listen into this show so they have a
Yeah.
better understanding. We drop a lot of
Yeah.
knowledge here too
Yeah.
to really cause people to think about different things. Man, okay, yeah. And my employees are my employees feeling this, what Brian and Walt just said in the news updates. Are my employees stressed? Is my management burnt out? Is my management
Yep.
feeling this way? Like, those are different things. Anybody can listen to this podcast and I think
Managers
learn
even.
from.
You calling out another good audience there. Managers and business owners, CEOs. We give you the kind of the heartbeat of employees here, right? What's going on with your
Yeah.
employees? What are the trends? I've been sharing all kind of stats that you share, like how 67% of employees actively
Avoid.
the employee and reading the employee handbook. That's very telling because if you need your employees to adhere and most of them aren't reading it, that's like an easy win right there. How do you get all your employees to read the handbook? You know what
Yeah,
I
so
mean?
let me ask you that because I know
Yeah.
this is a different topic, but do you
Yeah,
think
well,
do you think that is the case because employees want to in some way want to protect themselves from the company, even if it's a kind of like in a messed up kind of way? I'm going to avoid signing this handbook, but because at another place, I don't know if you remember this situation, but there was another place you and I worked at
uh-huh.
where they updated the handbook because there was some verbiage in there that was not clear. And so a lot of employees avoided. So I'm not signing that. Nope, I didn't sign that.
Yeah, no, I totally get what you mean. And yes, I think you're right, but I think that's the wrong approach
Oh,
because
I'm not saying I agree with it, but
oh, okay. Yeah, no,
uh,
I'm not nor am I accusing you of it, but I think it's not that's not it's like ignorance is bliss basically, right?
mm,
But ignorance is also doesn't exclude you from the infraction.
yeah,
If there's a term, how do you say like a termination level event? I forget the right phrase for all of it, but something you did is worth being terminated for. If you did just because you didn't know and read it in the handbook doesn't mean you're not going to get fired.
that's
You know what I
true.
mean?
That's
If
true.
you now look, it might give you a little bit. It might give you one.
PTO payout or something like that. It might give
No,
you a
no.
benefit.
I'm saying it might give you one pass depending on the infraction and your boss
Yeah,
and the
yeah, yeah, yeah.
situation. They may say, "Oh, you didn't know? All right, cool. Let's print the handbook out. Don't come back till you read it. If you come back, read it signed, then we can put you on a performance improvement plan and we go from there." Right?
Yeah,
That's in a
yeah,
very nice situation. But
yeah,
and again, depending on the infraction, right? If you do
yeah.
something egregious and hard, like you fired on the spot. I don't care what you didn't read or didn't know. Like you're done. But
Mm-hmm.
so it could buy you some time, but that's not a good strategy. I had a great HR boss that told me what she say, hope is not a strategy. Right?
Hope it's not a strategy. Yep.
Hope is not a strategy. That then hey, and if you're listening to this, that's you.
But let's throw some spaghetti against the wall and see what sticks. Yep.
Yes, yeah, exactly. It's not. It's so funny you say that phrase. I was listening to Drink Champs recently, and they brought that phrase up. And Nori's funny, man. He's very vulnerable and transparent with his stuff. Wait, is that an
Yeah.
actual phrase? And people were like, yeah, that's a phrase. But yeah, it's that's not the and what I'd say in the show when I was recently talking about the handbook thing was on the payroll course that this last one that I just taught this session. I was like, look, as a payroll professional, there's going to be some nuggets in there that apply to your job that you need to read about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There
Yeah.
are things in the payroll and in the employee handbook that could be dictating how you should be doing your job. Not the whole handbook, but there's a paragraph here and there's a paragraph there. For instance, an easy call out is the holiday pay, right?
Yeah.
Some companies say you have to work before and after the day of your holiday to get paid. Like you
Yes.
can't call out. If you were normally
Yes.
scheduled, there's all kind of things that
Yes.
play into this, folks. So don't get crazy. But if the like 4th of July is coming up and it's on like a Thursday, and if you're
Yeah.
regularly scheduled for Wednesday and Friday, if you work Monday through Friday and you call out the Friday or the Wednesday before, that can make you ineligible for the holiday pay. And if
Yes.
payroll doesn't know that, then you might let all of that slide and just get paid out.
And that's funny because I think that is the exact verbiage that was in the handbook that the company was trying to update that we were at, because it spoke to that and it didn't say that. So they tried to update that. And because those employees didn't sign it, they were like, I'm still entitled because I didn't sign the new book.
Not at all. And what you have to put in the handbook is some type of verbiage
Disclaimer.
to protect against that as well. Yeah, disclaimer.
Yeah.
This is where we have the right to update this, and just because you don't acknowledge doesn't mean that it's not true. You know what I mean? Now, hey, again, the ignorance is not an excuse for it. Yeah, maybe give you some leniency in the conversation, but after that, like as a manager, you can be like, all right, let me print it out for you, and here you go, or let's log on right now, and you go ahead and read through it. I think that folks need to read through it, and you got to give folks a chance to read through it, and they should sign it within a certain amount of time. Welcome our guest, Anthony Straham. How you doing, sir?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm all right, man. I'm excited, man. When Walt told me we had somebody from an employee perspective willing to come on and talk, man, I was psyched. So I'm looking forward to this conversation.
Yeah, definitely. I'll tell you a little bit about myself. Level 2 help desk / sysadmin team. Working on cybersecurity. I take my Security Plus certificate test next month.
All right, nice.
Yeah, nervous about that. Sorry if you can hear the dogs, man. They're going crazy.
No, you're good.
Oh,
man.
no, I can't hear them that well. Yeah.
Okay.
I got a dog.
Right, good. Okay.
He's barking.
But yeah, so hopefully after I take that and pass, I'll be moving up. Trying to work for them for cybersecurity, but I'm open to anywhere else. As long as it's almost 6 figures, I'm good. So
I heard that.
I
heard that.
Gotcha, man. Okay, nice, man. Congratulations, and hopefully you'll share the good news with me, and I'll be able to report that to Brian. And you said next month you take it?
Next month, June 28th.
So wait, if you don't mind, like how long have you been studying for this? How hard is this test?
I've been looking on Reddit, and I'm part of the little subreddit for Security Plus, and I see people failing all the time. This one guy studied for a year, he failed.
What?
It was a $400 test, so you got to pay it again if you fail.
Yeah.
But I've been studying for 3 months, twice a day.
Okay.
I mean, during the week, before work, after work, before bed. This weekend, though, I was up till 5 playing video games last night. I couldn't stop.
What do you play?
I've been playing Fallout 4, actually.
Oh, wow.
Because of the show on Amazon. I've never picked it up before, but I'm pretty addicted to that right now.
Oh, man.
Is the show good?
Yeah, the show's amazing.
Yeah.
You guys should check it out. That's the only reason why I even played it. It's because I saw the show.
My wife actually already finished it. Yeah, I put my wife onto it, and then she went and finished it without me. I was like, what?
Finished it?
Yeah.
My girlfriend does the same thing, man.
Yeah, you got to watch it. It's good. I was like, man, I was trying to watch.
Why are we watching it together?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh. Okay, man.
Do you play Fortnite at all? My son's a big Fortnite.
No, I haven't been. I've played Fortnite with my little cousins before, but I don't play it regularly at all.
Okay.
No doubt. Right. Very cool. Very interesting. I love it.
Man.
We talk about cybersecurity all the time on this show. Because payroll department, HR folks, finance folks are like the high target threats or high target, how can you say, I don't know.
Whaling threats.
Yes.
You guys would be the spear fishing and whaling threats right there.
Now we got some good lingo going. Here we go.
See, now we got to have Anthony back on to talk about cybersecurity.
After you pass.
Yes. So because we've done...
I can explain how I studied and this. The internet's huge, but there's a set things you got to look for to study correctly for that.
Wow.
So,
study correctly. That's all. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, for sure. There's a lot of mess out there that does not help.
Or
I would have taken it a year ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
Serious.
Okay, that's interesting though, because there are so many cyber attacks. There's one stat that Brian and I had. I think that they said that cyber crimes are going to increase by 150%, Brian, something like that.
Oh,
yep.
I don't doubt it.
Yeah.
I don't doubt it. It's so easy. I was on there's a worldwide page for cybersecurity attacks happening in real time that you can go to.
What?
Wow.
And it's crazy. 1 million a day.
$1 million a day.
What?
Wow.
At
See,
least. I think I got on it at around 3 o'clock yesterday, and it was at almost $1 million. So
Oh my good pardon.
wow.
Wow. Per
See,
day.
that's
Wow.
good because I think that's great information
Yep.
because a lot of companies aren't, I don't think they're putting that information out there to say, hey,
No.
we had a cyber attack.
Yeah.
And
no.
I don't know if you saw in the news, Anthony, that there have been some hospitals. We've even did a couple of shows on, we do a show called, a type of show called True Payroll Crime Stories, where companies and stuff being hacked by cyber attacks and then impacting the employees' payrolls and stuff like that.
Yeah, they're sneaky, and it's like even if it's a regular looking website, they can put like a cross scripting attack on the browser. If you click on it, then they get all your information.
Oh,
They can have run bugs just through your web browser. They can run bugs through your RAM. Now they don't need to be on your computer, on your like your hard drive. They'll do it through the memory of the hard drive, so you can't find it. So
oh.
it's getting crazy.
Wow.
And then that site is called threatmap.checkpoint.com if you want to go to it.
Heck
Yes,
yeah.
sir. Threat map.
Actually, I was wrong. So I'm on it right now. It's 6 million.
6
Okay.
million?
Time today. 6 million, yeah.
Holy cow.
Wow.
I just got attacked too we had to shut all our cards down because like it was like one Amazon charge and it declined, and then they try to hit every card on our like they have to have all my cards. Yeah. I
Yeah,
was like,
Did you get scammed, do you think? Do you think it was like you went to the store and swiped your card, but it wasn't a real swiper?
it was something, yeah, I think it was something that I had done that day online. Something. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Same
Yeah,
thing
you got to
happened to
be
me.
careful out here, man.
Yep. Same thing
Are
happened to
there
me.
any
Don't play.
consumer products that help safeguard against this?
Yeah, they have the life alert stuff.
So
They
the
help your
lifetime,
credit.
yeah.
Yeah, but you can also check some sites to see if like your email address is on the dark web.
Yep.
I did that yesterday for 2 of my email addresses, and my main
Wow.
one it was in 12 cyber. It was sorry. Let me see if I can find the website.
No, you're good. You're good, man.
Oh,
Hey,
you can find it. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. So it says that my information from my email was leaked in 12 cyber attacks.
Oh my
So,
gosh.
Wow.
See, and that's stuff that companies don't want to say. My bad. Go ahead.
No, it sounds like before we get into the real questions, because now you open up a realm of it for us. It's just, man, this is awesome. What you're saying, it sounds like it's important for us to be on top of where our data is going, where our stuff is at, like to make sure that we're out there, because it seems like we should be doing our checks. Because I think some of us, as just people, are not checking that stuff. We're just like, hey, we'll swipe our cards, buy stuff online, click this link, click that link, and not just say, okay, hey, it is what it is.
Yep.
Our data is super important, man. That's what the companies want is our data. That's the most important thing to them is our data, to see how we use the internet, to see what we do online. That's all they want. Just to be better at selling their products to us.
Yep.
And also the attackers want our data because then they can get our personal information, sell that online as well. So you got the good or the neutral companies that want to sell you stuff, and then you got the bad people that want to take your information.
Wow.
So there really is no good point of people wanting your PII, your personal information.
Yeah. Wow.
Holy cow, man. And we really have to be active and intentional about staying on top of it and things. And Google actually is really good. Like I'll get those Google alerts and hey, whether they're like, hey, you're using the same password in multiple sites, or your stuff got leaked to the dark web, your address is out there. So I always use that and follow up with it and try to stay on top of it. But it's like, yeah, man, it's crazy.
Scary. I just happened to check this stuff yesterday because I was studying and I saw there's one little line and the guy said the website where you can go to see if your email's out there, and I went. And
that's dope.
And then I found the cyber threat website too yesterday, and I was watching that thing for an hour.
Wow.
They do like a line of where all the attacks coming from, and then they'll point to where they're going.
Oh my god!
So there was like Nebraska was a source of some of the attacks.
Really?
And that thing was just going to all over the world, man. It was it's crazy. Malicious attacks.
Yeah, no, I believe it. They said that by the year, what was that, 2025, Brian, they said that cybercrime is going to be like $10 trillion.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy, man.
It's expensive to stop.
Oh, this site is crazy. Are you able to share the one with the? Yeah, I went to the threatmap.checkpoint.com. Are you able to share
there right now?
Yeah, I'm there right now. Are you able to share the other one that you mentioned with the website, finding your email address?
Yeah, I'll have to find that. I think I was on my laptop looking for it.
Yeah, if you could share that with us later on, like maybe even after the show, like that way we can put it. That way we could put it in the show notes and share it with everyone.
I got it.
Okay.
It's called haveibeenpwned.com. So have I been pwned with a P? It's nerd cyber talk. It's a P instead of an O.com.
Hi, I'm Cole Napper, host of Directionally Correct, the #1 people analytics podcast in the world. Come check out our podcast that dives deep into topics like people analytics, workforce planning, and talent intelligence, helping leaders across the globe navigate the future of work with insight and a little bit of fun.
Pwned.com. Okay.
Pwned. Yeah, I see it.
So, yeah, you got it?
I think.
So it's, PWNED.
Yep, I see it. It came up. Oh, wow. Wow. This is great stuff, folks. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Anthony for the win.
No problem.
Anthony for the win.
Man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Happy to help.
Heck yeah.
All right, so let's get into some questions.
So many more questions about this cyber stuff. Yeah, no doubt. We have to have you back just on the cyber. The cyber. Or we get through these other questions quick. We're gonna circle back.
Yes. All right. So, question number 1: as an employee, what is the biggest challenge that you face with understanding your pay?
I would say definitely the complexity of the pay stubs is hard to figure out what is what. I started this job a month ago. I got my second paycheck, and it said I had 55 hours of vacation, but I was told that we build up on that. So the 55 hours wasn't really there. That's just all I'm going to get by the end of the year. So every pay period, I earned 3.5 hours.
Yep.
And they just put that on the paycheck that I already have the amount I'm going to have for the year. So I thought that was crazy.
Okay.
The tax withholdings, definitely.
Yep.
I would like to know way more about that. Because it hurts every time.
Yeah.
Just regular deductions and like 401k and benefits. I just want to see where everything is going.
Yeah.
A good company should let you know that, though. They should talk you through all of that. So, but I've been in some companies that did not at all.
Yeah,
and that's exactly why we started this show.
That's exactly one of the reasons why we started this show, is to educate, empower. And I think you said a lot there. The key word you said is that the company should let the employee know, right? But some companies don't feel like it's their responsibility, right? Hey, it's to pay you. You should educate yourself on your pay, your tax, like that, which is partly true, right? But I think employers could do a better job of breaking it down for the employee and saying, hey, this part of your pay stub means this is how your PTO works to what you spoke to. And I think that companies should take the onus of doing that. That's something that I'm doing right now at my current job, is my team is building an employee guide to break down those things for the employee and say, hey, this is what it means. And I think more companies should do that, because people want to know, especially in today's economy. Everybody is, unless you have 2 incomes in a house, like, it's hard out here, man. Even if you have 2 incomes.
It's hard.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even
pennies all the time.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's like we say,
especially with the way. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, to Walt's point, 80% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. That's dual house, street, 3 house, 3 in the house, 4 in the house. Don't matter.
Yeah.
Yep. No, you're right.
Yeah, it's tough. It's super tough. Everyone's pinching pennies. I want to know where every cent is going, especially if I'm not going to be able to spend it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So based on your experience, I think you answered it for us already with the second question. But do you believe that employees in the tech or cybersecurity industry are more aware of how their pay works?
It depends on where you're at in the industry, I would guess. Maybe. So like Google and Microsoft and Facebook and like the big tech companies, they do a really good job of breaking that stuff down for the people I talk to that work for them. They're super transparent with their packages and they know their salary, they know exactly where everything is going. But these smaller, I worked for a small little help desk company in Montana. There was only 4 of us, and my boss didn't break anything down at all. I like that because I could take off whenever I want. There was no set. I didn't have vacation. I just took it off. I could.
Okay.
I didn't like. He kept paying me. In terms of that's okay, but it depends really where you're at in the field to
Yeah.
have an understanding. Just like any other field, I would guess.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Like even in the payroll field, we do payroll. I've known payroll processors that didn't know how their own pay worked.
Yeah.
Yeah, as crazy as it sounds, but it's true. It's happened. Like, what is this on my check?
Didn't you
Yeah.
do that yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah. Aren't you making your own pay?
Not necessarily, because in a big department, it's like an assembly line, right? So you could have a payroll professional that is only fixing punches as they come in. They're responsible for time and attendance. They're a time and attendance clerk. Or you could have someone that is just worrying about the piece of taxes and then that piece. So the bigger the team, the more spread the work can be. And they may not, now, to your point, they should be going out of their way to understand that they have a hand in, right?
So it's all compartmentalized.
It can be.
If it's a bigger company.
Yep, it can be. But that's also to the payroll manager or directors of negligence, so to speak, to have their team under. Do we all understand, right? One of the things I've done in a big team is, hey, look, all of you have to be able to calculate gross to net without the system. I should be able to give you a stub, and you should be able to hand calculate these things with tools and maybe even a calculator, but do it without the payroll system. And then that's how you really know what you're doing. For me, that's one of the marks of a good payroll professional. But yeah, it could exist where you just don't get it. And to Walt's point, we've known professionals that don't even understand what they're doing. They're just pushing a button. You know?
Pushing buttons.
Yeah.
Yep.
They understand they understand the process of processing payroll, but they don't understand how the pay works.
I got you.
Yeah. Yeah. So
you gotta check them books, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Always, especially if someone's paying you.
Yes, for real. All right, number 3. What would you personally like to see change regarding pay in your industry?
Really, equitable pay packages would be a really big thing for me. Depends. So if you're working from home, let's say I live in LA, I don't want to make the same as someone in Nebraska because the lifestyle's different.
Yep. Cost of living.
I live in Ann Arbor, is expensive. My company is in LA, and I don't think they understand like how expensive it is to live here. So I would like that, depending on your area. Maybe flexible pay options too. Let's say if it's a huge company and they do pay periods every week, but we still get paid bi-weekly. But I like to get paid every week. So I think if they're doing the pay period every week, should be able to get my check then. I feel like. I think that'd be cool. Or just at least be like flexible about that. That's about it, man. Just be more transparent with everything with our pay.
Okay. Yeah.
Is a huge thing.
That's good stuff. Yeah. And companies are going, we're late to the game. Not we, but employers as a whole are late to the game and trying to catch up, because that is part of the conversation, because what I heard you say, what it translates into is compensation and benchmarking your employees' compensation across the country. If you have remote employees, you're benchmarking it. And I have seen it. So look, it may come soon, because I've seen already in listings and things like that where companies are listing, hey, here's the range if you live, here's the range if you live, here's the range. Yeah, so they're getting there.
That's cool.
It's just now becoming a better conversation, because we talk about pay transparency a lot on both shows, and it's new. It's very new. Literally, because the law has recently changed to make employers, they have to show the pay range that they're hiring for that position.
Yep, like on Indeed.
Yep.
I've seen that more too.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's
I don't
good.
even apply to a job if it's not on there.
Exactly right, because it's what are you paying me? And the other part was I'm hearing that earned wage access could be a solve for your company, because there are companies that call pay active, and what they do is they allow employees like yourself to say, "Oh, I'm going to pay myself every week now." And they give
that's
you
cool. I haven't heard of that.
they pay active. Mention them
Pay
to
active?
your mention them to your HR and say, hey, you guys should look into pay active, because I would love to pay myself, because so basically your company could stay on the biweekly, but if they have pay active as a tool in the tech stack, right, then employees could tap into their wages earlier and say, okay, boom, here's
That's
my
cool.
off Friday. Yep. It's earned wage access. So you can only access the money you've earned already. So if you've worked 5 days, but this Friday is not your payday, you can access the last 4 or 5 pay.
Yep.
Does that work with the salaried positions too, or just hours? Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
It's probably easier with salary, because then they don't need your daily punches.
The way
it
they know
works with
exactly what you're
hourly.
gonna get.
Yeah.
Yep.
Think Uber and Lyft, right? These gig economies where they can get their money at the end of the shift, right? They're working all day, and then at the end they cash out, right? Yep. It's the same concept, but they just need Yeah, exactly. Me too. All they need is a company like Pay Active to be in the tech stack, and they can solve it. Yeah. So that's good stuff. So it's really great you've saying those things, because the industry is trending to those solutions. It's just now getting to that place, though. And unfortunately, with earned wage access, what we've learned from our partners over at Pay Active is that leaders don't believe in it yet. They're like, oh, employees should manage their own money. And I'm like, yeah, if you give them access to it, they can. They're being very ignorant about how these tools work. And it doesn't cost the company anything other than letting them integrating it into the tech stack. What's up?
That's a good point, Brian, because you're right. I think there is some room for people in positions of leadership to grow and understand. Hey, I saw this one clip on TikTok that this leader or the CEO of a company was saying, if you make $20 an hour, that's 6 figures, right? I was just like, no, that's $41,000, $42,000 a year. But see, in his mind, $20 an hour for somebody, that's 6 figures. Like, no.
Yeah,
no, that's
tough.
5
with the way regular people.
Yep, and there's a really easy cheat code to figuring out what you would make annual. You take your hourly rate and double it, and add the 3 zeros. That would be your annual within a few $1,000s, right? So $20 an hour doubled is $40K a year. Like, that's not 6 figures, folks. So you know what I mean? Yeah, they're disconnected. The leader, that's where their whole, what is it, ivory tower phrase comes in. You don't have problems managing your money because you're in the 20% of Americans that don't live paycheck to paycheck, but 80% of Americans do. So the 20% have to.
They don't have that
it.
empathy.
No, exactly.
They don't have the empathy for the normal person.
That's right. Empathy, another big topic we talk about here on this show. Great quality. You're exactly right. They're disconnected from it. And we were just talking about really good companies before you got on. We do a little pay news segment, and we talk about some stuff in the news. And we were just talking about that. Like, the good companies are led by managers and people who connect to their people where they are. And in your example is understanding that, you know what, Anthony lives in Ann Arbor. Hey, wait a minute. Are we paying him competitively according to Ann Arbor? Or are we paying him competitively on they may try to get over and say, oh, we have, and a national average drops the rate, right? You don't want a national average because there's a town in some middle of America place where $20 an hour is amazing.
Is making bank.
Right. And they're chilling. And oh my God, this is great. But $20 an hour in a city, in Ann Arbor, in LA, in New York, in Miami is not good. It's kind of entry level out of high school pay. And you can't, 2 people making $20 an hour are struggling.
Can't do it.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
It's tough, man. Wow.
Yep.
I love it. What a great conversation. What's the next? Do we have another question, Will?
We have one more before we
Okay.
get to our this or that, and then you can go back to asking them questions about cybersecurity.
If he has time, if you have time. Yeah.
What advice would you give to new employees about what to expect in the workforce?
Let's see.
It's a good one.
Let's say building relationships is a good one. If you start a new company,
Yep.
So I asked. I don't even know his name. I can't remember his name right now, but he's like the lead in my department.
Yeah.
And I just happened to just hit him up on Teams and asked him about taking time off because I want to take that Friday off for my test.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had a meeting right then and there. It was for an hour about some of the stuff we're talking about now, and he showed me how to do it in Dayforce. So building those relationships with the right people to maybe get some insider information on how everything works in the company is good. Get feedback from your managers, from your teammates, from the people that have been there longer than you. See how their pay is going, if it's about pay, or see how the culture is before you get too invested in a company. Like, culture is really big for me in a company. The first question after the interview I asked them was, how's the culture?
Yep.
And they talked about that for 30 minutes, and I was like, okay, I like this a lot. So they sent me cookies.
Oh,
randomly
nice.
to my house before I started.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
I was
dope.
like, who is sending me cookies right now? And I looked at it and said, welcome to the team. I was like, oh, that's nice.
That is
kind of
nice.
creepy, but that's nice.
I wonder if it's the same thing. Do you guys, so there's a new wide receiver for the Bills, Keon. I don't know his last name.
Coleman.
Off the top of my head. Keon Coleman. I don't know how I forget. I watch his clip. I'm his fan. The guy is so genuine. He's so funny. Are you aware of him, Keon Coleman?
I don't like football, but go ahead.
You don't like football? Okay. But see, he's a character. Go look up his clips. He's a character beyond football. And he said this. He said something similar. He said that he had gotten to his new locker, and it was a big box of Chips Ahoy cookies, and it just threw me off.
I did see that clip.
You see what I'm saying? That's what made me think of.
See that clip.
Yes, it made me think of that, and I'm like, yeah.
I got an IG. Thing. I'm like, what? One of my IG friends that got my address.
Yeah. Like, exactly. Who's sending cookies? But that's such a good look, right? That's such a good thing. It's really important because going back to the engagement part of it, it's important after hiring someone, especially if there's 2 weeks, sometimes there's months between hiring somebody and actually them starting, right?
Yeah.
And if you don't keep that connection to them and let them know you're thinking about them, they could take another job. They could get recruited in that moment, in that time frame, and be like, you know what?
Yeah.
These folks seem better. they haven't even called me in 3 weeks.
Yeah. That's interesting that they use cookies, Anthony, because I'm selling my house, and one of the strategies that the realtors did during the open house is that they baked fresh cookies for everyone when they came in. And so when they came through, because they said that makes it feel like home.
Yep.
So
wait, did they make them in your house though, Walt?
They baked them in my house.
Yeah, because of the smell.
Nice.
Yeah, because of the smell too.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Then you walk home and there's cookies being just made in the crib. Oh my gosh. I'm like, hey.
It instantly changes your day. Yeah.
The psychology.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. That's cool.
Yeah, great,
I thought that was really cool. But to your point about the time in between the interview and starting, I think mine was like 3 weeks. And I was mentioning to my partner, I'm like, I haven't heard anything in a while. Like, I haven't got my laptop yet.
See?
And she's like, dude, calm down. They already said you got the job. A couple days later, I got those cookies, and I felt way better. I was like, all right.
Exactly.
So,
That's so
true. I definitely know how that feels.
So good, man. Man, this has been a good topic, man. And we're going to go into this or that. I'm sorry, Brian.
No, I was just saying it's a great conversation, man. And we'd love to schedule something else again for you to come back on again and talk more about cybersecurity. That'd be dope. All right, let's do this. It's a fun game. We play this or that. You can pick one or the other, neither or both. Just something to give folks insight about yourself. Well, you want to take the first three? I'll take the last.
Yes. All right. So number 1, science or religion?
Ooh, science.
Science, okay. Number 2, guitar or drums?
Drums.
Drums, okay. And number 3, Android or Apple?
Android all the way.
Oh, wow.
Open source, baby, all the way.
Yes,
I do have a
it.
MacBook now, though.
You do have a
And I got a MacBook, and I go to bed with that thing. I have my other laptop in the living room, and that's just in the living room. The MacBook's in the bedroom, and I made that switch. And I was like, damn, cheating on my Windows computer here. But yeah, it's nice. Those are nice.
It's funny. I had a IT director that I worked with in the past, and like from one meeting to the next, he had an iPhone one meeting, and then he had an Android in the next meeting. And I was like, "Oh, did you switch phones?" And he's like, "Yeah." I feel like he made this phrase up. He's like, "Yeah, I'm trying to be bi-technical." And I was like,
bi-technical?
Yeah, I knew what he meant, but I was like, I feel like you made that word up, bro. But I did I understood what he was saying, and I feel like the same way. I think if you're savvy, then you need to be savvy on both platforms.
And everything,
yeah. All right,
Nice.
my last three here: crypto or cash.
Hey, we're the payroll baddies, and our mission is to make payroll fun and relatable.
And call out industry when we hear it.
You gotta call it out. You gotta call it like you see it. But we also gotta shine a light on all those unsung payroll heroes out there, making sure we get paid.
Yeah, those are the real payroll baddies out there, and we love sharing their stories and showing them love.
With gold chain and everything, baby.
By the way, SAP is the best payroll out there, and if you don't like it,
get
out.
Ooh, crypto.
Okay.
I say that begrudgingly because lost a lot of money with crypto, but crypto.
Yeah, but it's still a gamble. I want to circle back to something with blockchain and cybersecurity. Okay. The next one is ninjas or samurai.
Samurais.
Well, okay. I feel like some personal connections, right? You knew some things because I'm like, where did Walt get all these ones? All right. Oh, okay. New laptop or a new server?
For me, it'd be a new laptop.
Okay.
But I do need some server. I'm going to build a lab here.
Oh, nice.
Nice, my friend Cora's got some old. I went to my friend Cora's office downtown. They have a bunch of old servers there. So they're going to give them to me. I'm going to try to build a little lab and try to infect it and clean it and before the test. So, yeah.
Nice,
that's fresh, man. Definitely want to keep in touch with you. That's awesome, man. Yeah. My question, and then we'll let you go. I know, again, I want to be sensitive of time. Do you feel like blockchain is a solve to the data, the personal data of it all? Because as I studied blockchain as it pertains to HR and payroll, one of the concepts that are floating around is that the employee should own the data and we give access to who we want to have it and could solve for that. Do you agree?
Yes, I do agree with that. I like with blockchain, you got to do the math. A bunch of computers have to do the math to check everybody's actions on the blockchain. So I feel like with that and payroll, you have that data that you give to the company, and it's all checks and balances. So it doesn't really belong to anybody, really. You know what I mean? But it's your data, but it doesn't belong to anybody. But it's yours through the blockchain. So
right.
I do agree with that.
Okay.
That's
nice, man.
That's dope. I agree also. I think that would be the way to go with it, where instead of employees having to re-enter their information in all of these systems, that you can build it in one place in the blockchain. And I'm a novice. I don't know.
Yeah.
This is how I'm thinking of it, and it does sound good. If I build my employee profile on one blockchain application or node or whatever the right terminology is, then I give access to whoever I want to have it and what level and things like that.
I know with, was it Cardano or one of the other crypto companies, they're going to start like signing contracts through them with the blockchain. I just think it's going to be good for everybody if we just switch over. Like Bitcoin becomes more stable. We can have a world dollar through Bitcoin. We don't have to do any exchanges. Like we could just use Bitcoin for everywhere. And I think that'll be good too.
Yeah.
So,
that would disrupt a lot of industries, but yes, I agree.
Do you think that they would have to adapt? I feel like it's not that hard to accept Bitcoin.
No,
agreed. Or any of them really.
Agreed.
And it's cheap.
I'm thinking of the companies who make money on doing the exchanges, Stuff
Okay,
like
I got
that.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
you know what I mean? Doing
They
the
have to
people have
adapt,
to
like you
do
said.
Do we
have to
need them?
adapt. No, we don't.
Do we
No,
really
you're
need?
right.
Yeah.
No, you're
Yeah.
right.
We don't think we really need them.
And it would
Yeah,
make payroll easy across the world because then you could
yeah.
pay in that common currency. Yeah, I love it, man.
Yeah. I saw a guy. I think he was trying to send. It was a lot of money, a couple $100,000. And you got a fee for sending it,
Yep,
and
of course.
and it was expensive.
Yep,
It was expensive. It was a couple thousand, and he did it through Bitcoin blockchain, and it was a couple cents.
yep. There
So
you go.
I feel like it's just better for everybody to go that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's made a little bit less friction on it. So look, if
Yep.
you have a few more minutes, man, we'd love to have you on for Safe Talk. It's the segment we end the show with, and we just ask a little bit more of a tough question to the audience and between me and Walt. But if you want to stay on, you could chime in as
Oh
well.
yeah.
All right, cool. Walt, you good with that?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So the question is, should employees be more realistic about the changes their company and the government can make? Right.
Oof.
And the way I interpret this is how we complain about things, and we did it now. We're having some complaints about, oh, this should do that, should that. But so should employees be more realistic about it, or should they just be like, keep shooting for gusto? No, they should do that. How do you feel about that? Sorry about
So,
that. Go for it.
so for me, I think the answer, if I had to say yes or no, I think the answer is yes. There should be some more realistic outlooks for this. Yes. Can we shoot for the moon? Yes, shoot for the moon, but have some realistic expectations and know that for some companies it would take a complete overhaul for them to change some of the stuff that we're asking them to change.
Such a good point. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Such a good point.
but there are some things that are low hanging fruit that can be changed now that the employees should expect to be done. So, depending on what the level that goal is or that need is, that want is, I think that dictates what the outlook should be, in my opinion. I don't know how you guys feel. Anthony?
I agree with that. I feel like the best companies are always employee focused, though. So
Nice.
they make a point to make their employees happy, because a happy employee is going to be loyal. They're going to come into work every day. They're not going to get the Sunday scaries worrying about the week.
Yes.
So
Like
I feel
that.
if a company really cares about their people, they would at least think about it and come up with a plan or negotiate instead of just outright flat saying no, which I've been to companies that do that. They have their way and they don't want to change because we're replaceable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They can just get rid of us. So that's why I'm like big on the tech industry, like having unions. I want to get a union going
Interesting.
because they need us.
Yes.
All these companies need us.
That's
So,
right.
Man,
I
you said
love it.
something there. What about you,
Yeah,
Brian?
no, it's a great show. So I think that both, I don't know if I have a yes or a no here, but what I think is that employer and employee both have responsibility in the transparency of things, right?
Okay.
So let's use Anthony's example of wanting to get access to his pay weekly instead of biweekly, right? Now, the answer, if he was adamant about it and went up the ladder and drove this all the way to the top type of thing, that somebody at some point would have to explain to him why they cannot or do not want to do it, because it's not a cannot, sometimes it's just a do not want to do it.
yeah,
And
that's
like
fair.
be transparent with it, because
Mhm.
why BS it, right? Oh no, we're pushing that off to next quarter, or that's on the
Yeah.
road, and come on, man, stop. It seems like a fairly simple solution. Why aren't you guys adapting it? And then just be honest, be transparent with the reason. You know what? We don't know enough about it. We're not comfortable enough about it to implement it. Oh, dang. Well,
At
then
least
that's
you got an answer.
and that's
Yes.
right. And that's a really
Yeah.
respectable answer, instead of, oh, we're going to put it on the roadmap. And what? No,
Yeah.
that's not a good answer. How long has it got to
It's never coming down.
And that's
Yeah.
never coming, exactly, because
Yeah.
there's all these other things in front of it that have to happen. So I think that's, for me, that's what has to happen, is that more transparent relationship both ways on what they want. And then also, that's the employer side. The employee side is we may ask for things with a hidden agenda. Don't have a hidden agenda. Just say, yeah, I need these things to be successful. I want this to be successful. And don't ask for one thing, but you're really trying to get to the next one. Don't ask two questions to get one answer. You know what I mean? Like, just be transparent. So I think both parties have responsibility in that transparency, in that communication loop, right? Because it takes both ways. So yeah, that's for whatever it is. I don't know if it's a yes or a no there. Sorry, but that's kind of how I feel about it. Yeah.
I mean, sometimes there's a gray area, right? Sometimes there's no clear yes or no. Because if you look back at what I said both. I said depends on what the level of the need is. So
yeah,
right, yeah. Because companies do have to be structured in a way that they handle things, but if there's still simple answers to some questions that you can give to the employees that have them, breaking the protocol or jumping over somebody or if you don't know, just say you don't know. To be honest about it,
yeah, exactly right. It's just some transparency, man. I think that's what we lack so much. Yeah, radical transparency. I think that folks lack that a lot, and they're afraid to be vulnerable. They're afraid to give the right answers and the truthful answers of things. But yeah, that's a good one, Walt, because we could keep revisiting that question.
Absolutely,
and it will evolve. Yeah, it could be a whole show. Exactly, it could evolve. But yeah, man, thank you so much, Anthony, for joining us today, man. It's such a great conversation, and definitely, hopefully, you and Walt, we can schedule another repeat of this, because just in cybersecurity alone, awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And let us think of some good cybersecurity questions for our guests and our audience and whatnot.
Yeah. And Anthony, anything that you could suggest that we want to talk about? So next time we do that show, anything that you think that employees should know, and like any resources?
There's a bunch.
Us know.
There's a bunch.
Okay.
That's dope.
Nice, man.
That's dope.
Nice.
Cool.
Well,
thanks for having me, guys.
I
appreciate this.
Pleasure is all ours.
Thank
you so much for joining it. Yeah, thank you very much.
And I expect to be seeing your podcast, sir. I expect to see
you trying to start something up?
I keep telling them to, bro.
My friends are lame.
Get around.
Say sports, movies, TV shows, just pop culture. Just anything from
wait, what sports do you like? You don't like football. What do you like then?
Basketball. I watch like college football, but I'm not a big. I don't know like the players' names. I'll watch it, but I know basketball though.
Okay.
Big in basketball.
Who's your team?
Right now, it was OKC, but they got bumped the other night.
Who are you watching now then?
The Mavs. I want Kyrie to get another ring.
Nice.
And Luka. Yeah.
Cool. That's awesome. Yeah. All right, yeah.
Anthony could play tonight. I played him. We were playing around a little bit. He got some games.
Nice.
Yeah, I got a little stroke.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Speaking of basketball, I was just watching the movie The Way Back with Ben Affleck, and he's
a coach.
A redemption story, yeah, and he's a basketball coach in it.
I haven't seen it.
It was good. It was a good flick. Yeah, check
good.
it out.
That's a good movie.
Yeah. Oh, you saw it already? Right? It's good.
Yeah. I think it's like HBO. I think I watched it like Yeah.
Looks
good.
Like yep. So dope. I like feel good redemption stories.
Yeah.
All right, folks. That's it for today. Thank you for joining us. Our guest Anthony for coming out and giving us some time, and look forward to having him back. Thank you, Walter, for your time as well. My partner, my friend. Yeah. Be good, everybody. We love you. Peace.
Before we sign off, here are a couple quick things. Don't forget to follow It's About Payroll on LinkedIn, and It's About Your Paycheck on Facebook and TikTok.
Thank you for being part of our payroll community, and thank you for being a part of this journey with us. Until the next time, keep learning, keep growing, and most importantly, keep going.